Do you have any predictions for this year's Watches and Wonders 2026? Man, a big year, some anniversaries potentially being celebrated, and yeah, right about now, everyone and their mothers is coming out, boasting about some prediction they know is going to be produced this year. Some are more accurate than others. Others probably will never ever exist. Like for instance, I want Omega to do a reissue of an Omega Equinox. Remember, like their Reverso analog digital? I don't think there's a market for it. I would buy one, but I mean, if someone at Omega is listening, come on. Don't leave me watching and wondering. Get it? Because Watches and Wonders? Ugh, my stomach hurts so bad, dude. I've been taking these meds and I should be on the toilet right now. It is 1:47 p.m. Let's get down to business. And you already know it's time to take a look at today's case and cuff. Today's case, my Omega Seamaster caliber 1020. This is a 166 series, and man, condition is key with these things. This is the nicest variant of this watch in a condition I have never seen before, and I absolutely had to have it. Now, this watch is cursed. I'm gonna make a full video about that. But yeah, there was a moment fairly recently that I thought I was going to sell this, and then I ended up not selling it because I don't want the curse to be passed on to anyone else, and this watch is just so darn beautiful. I'll just keep it for myself, and man, yeah, it's, I know I'm really suffering here, guys. And I'm pairing this cursed watch with today's cuff, just a simple polo, Ralph Lauren, casual Fridays here at the office. And I'm tucking that bad boy into just some simple Dockers slacks. I'm wearing some Ralph Lauren socks and some Dockers tassel loafers. These are probably the most comfortable loafers I have ever owned, and they are dirt cheap. I'll leave an affiliate link in the description below to today's attire if I can find links to that. All right, let's jump into some predictions, yeah? Okay, so when it comes to these predictions, some are more plausible than others, and some are more exciting than others. So we're gonna go from least exciting to most exciting, and yeah, we'll kind of try to figure out as we move along which ones we think could actually become like a real thing. So here at Monochrome Watches, we see that they've gone over specific Tudor predictions for 2026. These watches kind of look familiar. There's a reason why. You know, and I know, that over the last 3 years, Tudor's really bolstered their Black Bay chronograph line. That's been a big focus for them, and it's probably because they've been selling very well and they've been very, very popular. So the boys over at Monochrome theorize that they may essentially do a reissue celebrating their chronographs with an Oyster Date big block chronograph reissue. Would this actually happen? Maybe. I mean, it's kind of hard to say now that Tudor won't invest any money in chronographs, because that's clearly been a big focus of theirs. I just think they probably won't do this and retool to do a reissue that isn't on their current catalog. I think they're going to do something with their Black Bay chronograph, like the current one. I think they might go with a dark version, like a titanium version, a coated titanium or something like that. That would be insane, and I think that's more plausible than them fully retooling and doing something that's off catalog. But, they have a few different renders here. Again, pretty much reissues of watches that they had a very long time ago. Another theory that they have, or prediction they have, is a blue BB58 master chronometer. I think that's totally reasonable. I don't think that there's anything specifically like leading me to believe they will choose blue, but why not? Blue's an incredibly versatile color. This isn't super exciting to think about, but again, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Here is where we get into something a little bit more interesting territory. Pink and Green Lagoon Black Bay 54. So if we see here, I'm very bad at colors. My longtime viewers will know that. I guess this is pink. It kind of looks purple to me. Doesn't really matter. These powder kind of pastel colors, this is something that we've seen very heavily in the Rolex Oyster series, right? They've been experimenting with pastels, a lot of different powder type colors, and we've seen now with the Pepto and the powder blue Tudors, those sold very, very well and incredibly polarizing. I thought people would hate them. Ends up, the love they got is equal or more than the hate that those watches received. So perhaps Tudor sees the value in producing other kind of very loud colors for these watches, and the Blue Lagoon did very well for them. So I guess they could follow suit and say, well, our Tudor Black Bay Pepto did well, and our Blue Lagoon did well, so we'll make a powder kind of pastel green and a pink for the Lagoon series, and we'll just see if those sell. And guess what? They probably will. I think they're all very ugly, but that's just my, that's just my opinion, man. Here we get into something that I would actually really love to see, the Pelagos Ultra Dark. Them probably, okay, so here they brought up the fact that, like, would Tudor actually do a full ceramic watch? Probably not. But in titanium, perhaps coated, that's something easier for them to do and something that they might actually produce. So I would love to see a Tudor Black Bay chronograph like this, coated titanium. Or, yes, make an ultra dark titanium coated Pelagos. I think that would sell very well, and I think that's really, really cool. Look at that. Anyway, moving on to GQ. Ooh, they have kind of, I guess this is a very milquetoast opinion at this point, because everybody's saying this. Is the Crown about to discontinue the Rolex GMT Pepsi? No, I'm going to go ahead and be against the grain here. The Batman's going to go bye-bye, in my opinion. I think that they're going to discontinue the Batman. They're going to keep the Pepsi, and they're going to bring in a Coke. I think that'd be really cool. Of course, there's some anniversaries that might be celebrated here with the Milgauss and the XP2. XP2 is due for a, I guess, well, not really due for a refresh. They kind of just recently did a refresh, but could they maybe bring back the Steve McQueen as like a nod to the XP2's, history? Could they bring back a Milgauss and have everybody go crazy, even though it is incredibly underspec'd in comparison to other comparable watches like the Omega Railmaster? Hey, that's just... I'm just going by the numbers, okay? Milgauss, on paper, rated at 1,000 Gauss. The Railmaster, rated at 15,000 Gauss. Don't kill the messenger here. They think they're going to do a precious metal Monaco. I think I really like the TAG Heuer Monaco. It's probably one of the only current tags that I like. And they think that they might celebrate a anniversary of the Nautilus with Patek bringing back a Nautilus anniversary edition. I don't think that will happen. I think they've invested too deeply into the Cubitus, even though the Cubitus is the ugly kind of step sibling of the Nautilus. We all used to say that the Aquanaut was the ugly step sibling of the Nautilus until the Cubitus came out, and we were like, oh my gosh, what happened? It's like a deformed Nautilus. But yeah, I don't think that that's going to happen. So some of these probably will. One of the GMTs will probably be discontinued. Milgauss, I don't think so. Maybe they do something with the XP2s. Monaco, yeah, they'll probably celebrate the Monaco somehow. Patek bringing back the Nautilus, I don't think right now. Maybe in the future, probably not. And I don't think right now they're going to do something with the Cubitus. That's just my opinion. Now on to Gear Patrol. Okay, so of course, a new Pepsi. Are they going to do something with the Pepsi? Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? This is interesting. The Land Dweller everyone wants. What was the main complaint about the Land Dweller? Link just meowed. I don't know if you heard him, but he's right. Link said the main complaint about the Land Dweller is that it has an oyster quartz case, it wears too big, and the dang numerals, the 3 and 6. Everyone hated the 3 and 6. So Gear Patrol thinks that they might just do standard indexes and just do away with those monstrous Arabics. I think that would be cool. New Submariner color? Absolutely not. I do not see that happening at all. This is the most interesting. The 1908 potential triple date. Okay, so obviously, if you're a longtime viewer of mine, you know that my ultimate grail is a Rolex 6062. That's the watch we see right here. Is Rolex actually going to give us a crazy complication in an oyster case like they did way back when in the 1950s? No. They are not going to do a 6062 reissue in an oyster case. That's not going to happen. I do not see that. However, Gear Patrol reported last year on a patent application from Rolex that alludes to the brand working on a new triple date calendar movement. Okay. That would be insane. If they did it, dude, my biggest complaint with the 1908 series is there's no complication. Like, give us a complication, something interesting. If they did a triple date moon phase, yeah, it's not an oyster case, it's not a 6062, but that would be so cool. That would be so special. This prediction is something that I'm actually really excited about, and there is some, I guess, credence to it, considering that application, the patent application, might actually lead us, to something like that. Another titanium Yachtmaster, who cares? Yeah, like, literally, who cares? This is the most interesting. That's what I'm the most excited about. So there you have it, guys. Who knows if any of these will come to fruition. Is the Pepsi going away? Maybe. Is the Batman going away? I think so. Are they going to bring a Coke into the equation? Hey, the more soft drinks, the better. Where's the Surge Rolex? Can we get a Rolex Jolt? But again, please leave me that comment. Let me know what your Watches and Wonders 2026 prediction is. I will argue in the comment section below, and have a great weekend. I will see you either Sunday on the Wolf Watch Club live stream or on Monday for another episode right here at the Time Teller channel. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.